Belgium, but she did do her Erasmus in Italy. Where is she? Okay, there she is, Katja. Now she's doing a master's at Lyric. She's fascinated by new evolutions in mobile marketing and an active Twitter user. Let's hear what she has to say about the power of social media for the service sector.
I know it's not a presentation, yeah. Okay, well, I'm Katja, and I'm going to talk about the power of social media for the service sector. Well, when I started to write my paper, I started off with this quote: social media are not just another trend that is passing to satisfy teenagers' needs, but they're actually powerful business tools that will change the way we communicate, and I think this is really true. 21,566. This is the number of companies that were on Facebook in the beginning of March, but this number is actually growing every day significantly. But the big question is being out there enough? Is it enough to have a Facebook account or an account on Twitter? Well, businesses should ask themselves, how can I leverage the power of social media for my business? And the value of social media varies by the type of business you are in. For example, fast-moving consumer goods companies can use social media to actually leverage their brand, use it as a marketing tool, but also as a selling tool. And I have a very nice example, and this is Heinz Ketchup. They really want to leverage the conversation online on their UK Facebook page. They launched product innovations such as the dip and squeeze ketchup sauce, and they used it as a selling tool in the beginning of March when they launched the limited edition bottle based on balsamic vinegar. 3,000 Facebook fans could purchase the bottle online on Facebook, which was a huge spread of the Heinz brand. As every fan who bought the bottle has an average of 130 Facebook friends who were actually notified by the transaction. So it was a huge spread of the brands. But now the question is, what about the service sector? Because in the end, that was what my paper was about. Should they use it also as a marketing tool? Well, for me, the answer lies in customer care. Customers often feel frustrated when they're dealing with complaints. They do not know who to address a complaint to, and even worse, they feel like the big corporates won't listen anyway. So this is where social media comes into place. Social media allows to tap into the world of word of mouth and seek those consumers who are dissatisfied and turn them into happy customers. So it's not anymore yelling and shouting and putting your message out there, but it's that two-way interaction. Look for that consumer who used to be far away and seek what they want and try to listen and understand. Well, to create this in my paper, I mentioned two things you should do. One, this should be implemented top-down. This is a strategic decision, and it might be a funny thing, but often this is the case. That they put somebody as a marketing manager for social media, but in the end the policy says no Twitter, Facebook, blog, don't say anything bad about the company. But in the end, your employees are your brand ambassadors. They are the real people inside the company, and they should tap into that conversation online. Listen to your consumers and really answer their needs and answer their questions. Now, additionally, it is important, I think, that a company who has a Facebook page should have as many fans of Facebook, or even more, than employees. For example, Microsoft doesn't have less fans on Facebook than employees. Well, this says something about your company, so your employees should be on your Facebook page and really speak it out. Now, secondly, you should be open to all conversation, not only the positive conversation, but you should actually not be afraid of negative conversation, because you need to understand why people talk bad about your brand. Often managers and marketeers, they're afraid of the negative feedback, but research has shown that you have, in most cases, more happy customers and unhappy customers. So there should be a positive balance in the conversation. Now, I can say social media is big, social media is everything, but there's one big but when it comes to customer care with social media. This should not replace existing customer service tools. Not everyone is on the internet, and not everyone who's on the internet wants to use social media to, put their complaints out there or talk to a company. So it should be an additional tool and integrated with the existing customer service programs. Well, and then my last slide. I think this is a really amazing picture. Some of you might have seen it before. It is about 1 year old. It's not very clear, I see, but the picture is actually created by all lines, and every line is actually a Facebook friend connection. And if you see this, in the end, the world lights up. Just Russia is not on there because they have another Facebook, but this is 1 year old, so today, this is probably even brighter. By this, I want to show you how powerful Facebook is to leverage your brand. Well, this is about it. If you have any questions, please, you can talk to me later on or now, and you can also tweet feedback or questions to my Twitter accounts. Thank you.